What's good? Goodness, gotta get this set up here. I don't want you over here until I'm ready to start. Is there gonna be a Donkey Kong December in July? Oh. Probably not. If I had to render a guess, there's I'm just in the middle of. I went through all this effort to clean out this room so that I could get it to the state that it's in, and then like I gave up, and so like there's just a huge mess behind me. I gotta just bite the bullet some weekend and just crank it out, but. No, there's currently no plans for a Donkey Kong December in July. Volume is super low. My levels look okay. Oh, you know what it is? The music was a touch loud. How's that? Better, not better, because on my side, the like little green things seem to be going vocal compared to music. Well, how about now that I've adjusted it? Better? Yeah, no, the music was too loud. Thanks for the call out. Like, it sounded a touch loud in my headphones, but I also sometimes forget to like adjust this part. So like, so there, I just cranked it up, and like I noticed that. You guys didn't notice any of that. It doesn't affect you guys' y'all's side, but all right, there we go. Not that it's gonna matter soon anyway. I don't really play music while I do these. Helps that the in-game music is like, you know, awesome. And let's get this part. Nope, can't do that because that doesn't work for some reason. Capture the whole monitor. That looks good. Cool. All right. Oh, come over here, you. Open that up in case I need that. Why is... Oh, Chrome doesn't need to be open here. Am I like where I need to be? I know I wasn't going to do any training, but I feel like I'm also forgetting something. Do I have enough? I mean, I could buy some super potions just to like have it easier. Otherwise, I think I'm good. Especially when you consider I really shouldn't be buying like potions to make it easier. It should just be for convenience sake, right? Like the whole reason we do all this is just so you don't have to watch me walk back and forth to the Pokemon Center. But I really should not be abusing it to make the game easier. All right. Let's get cracking. There's Team Rocket, folks, be alert. Looking more for tools for making money. Do I remember where the tower? Here we are. So this is the right pest scram. That's what he said last time. Is this guy just like sitting here, like waiting actively for nothing to happen? So this is the tower, dude. We're taking it over right now. You want to help? It's the radio tower. All right. Hello, I'm sorry, but we're not offering any tours today. Understatement of the frickin' year. Alright, let's fuck this guy's shit up. Pokemon Yellow, Pikachu only speed. See, I just don't see how that's different from what we just did. Like, I guess it's what we just did, but slightly more but we optimized that pretty well as it was. I just don't really see what we would be gaining from that. Probably should have used Stomp in retrospect. Medicate. Paindeer can take care of him too. I mean, there's also like, I was looking at the list of stuff. There's technically other projects I've said I will do that I haven't started yet. So like, there's hypothetically more things I could be doing. I don't know. I want to mix it up. Easy to take over this place? I'm sure it was easy. There are no trainers in here. Red Dead Redemption. I would need a capture card. Which, if I had there were like, for those who weren't there, there were about a bunch of suggestions about what I should do next week that some of which were really good, but a lot of them required a capture card, something I do not have at this time. Team Rocket. Exploiters of Pokemon. Oh boy. Do like an AZ run? I don't know what you mean, Emberry. If you're a little more specific, I can try to figure it out. Reindeer. Alright, get Susie Shimload. Sanic X Pokemon. Oh, Lord. I did see that. I think there's about 40 billion more ROM hacks I would rather do before I start doing off-ball Sonic his Pokemon. Play games in alphabetical order. Oh. That feels like more than just a one-off, though. Unless I, like... And Slash, if it wasn't a one-off, it would be a lot of work for a one-off, right? It'd be like, all right, I'm going to play this game that starts with the letter A for, like, 15 minutes. All right, switch to the next game. Like that's a fair amount of work. It would have to be something that I could do as a one-off that isn't a crazy amount of work. So, like, I mean, you'll recall a few weeks I did the whole, like, play trading card games, but every time I lose 3, I switch. The reason that in my original plan was going to be playing at one, but every time it happened, every time I lost a single game, I switched. I do not want Lear. And what I ultimately determined was that that was a lot of, like, stuff to set up in one night. And that a lot of it was stuff I had never done before, and so it seemed kind of likely that I would probably lose a game. So I had made the decision to up it, and it actually ended up killing the stream, I think, because, like, I ended up just playing, like, Magic for a long time, or not even Arena. It was frickin' Duels of the Planeswalkers. Oh, I forgot to switch Pain Deer out. Shoot. Well, he should be able to take care of Zubat. Nice. So I guess I could always try that again at some point, is actually try to do that in my... Trunk Souls is not out of the question. I mean, it goes back to the same problem as Drunk Uno. I really don't know if that's something I want to be doing on stream. Like, I clearly don't mind drinking on stream. Like, frankly, that's fine. Like, I don't mind having drinks, but, like, as I've said before, I guess I could just show up and be drunk and just, like, not announce it and have you all, like, figure out, hey, something's off with K Rizzle. Is he drunk? He's just, like, all over the place and playing like garbage. And then I could just, like, deny it. But, like, you know, y'all actually know the whole time. It's like, okay, K Rizzle, we know what's going on here. Otherwise, I just don't. Well, and it's interesting because I've definitely seen streamers get drunk on stream. Like, there's a Pokemon speedrunner I watch who definitely on multiple occasions just, like, started pounding a bottle of wine, and by the end of it was clearly pretty intoxicated. But, like, he also was... I think he was the right guy for that, because he also, like, while he was clearly drunk for those of us who knew him, I don't think it would have been obvious to anybody coming in. He was just... So, I don't know. Meanwhile, I think if I got drunk stream seems like bad idea. Yeah, I mean, I just don't... Even if I did it all beforehand, I think it would be very clear what was going on. Especially on a Tuesday. Well, you know. Don't let the day of the week stop you from following your dreams, Shadow Wolf. A Mountain Dew stream, on the other hand. A Mountain Dew stream. What would that look like? So, like, what? Every time something happens, I mean, taking a shot of Mountain Dew isn't exactly hard for me. That's like... Drunk Tuesday stream, the real reason he was... Oh, I love work humor. So this is a true story. So what he's referencing is for those who don't know, I don't know why I just talked to that guy. He's a NPC that doesn't do anything. So I work at a help desk. And by I work, I mean I run a help desk. And so I have employees. And one of my... I took a weekend off. Not even weekend. I think I worked from home on a Friday. That's what it was. I worked from home on a Friday. And I had done that a number of times, and it wasn't uncommon that when I would do that, my staff would have a prank in my office. Usually it was something like, oh, they like pasted my face all over my whiteboard, or they cut out Pokemon one time and hid them around the place. And those were always fairly amusing, and I didn't think much of them. I'm trying to tell a story, and I am missing something in chat here. Let's get caught up. So at any rate, one Monday I come in and I've got a ton of work to do. Like usually on Mondays, there's like reading your email, you find a bunch of work waiting for you. But this time I had a list of things that like, just based off of how Friday ended, that I was like, oh man, I got stuff to do. So I come in just like hyper focused. I am ready to start. I open my door, and literally my office has been completely flipped around, completely opposite. And on on any other Monday, I probably would have laughed and like taken a picture. Like it was kind of funny. But I was so behind. I had so much to do. And so I couldn't, and like lo and behold, all my like computer stuff, like my docking station, my monitor, all that stuff was unplugged. So I couldn't actually plug my stuff in. So I turned to one of my employees and I was like, fix my damn office. And I walked away. So it's hilarious 2 years later. No, 100%. It's hilarious. I truly wish just the timing had worked out a touch better, that I could have appreciated it, because it was really funny. But in the moment, I did not find it funny. I was very frustrated. Oh, I should have been using Surf on this Rattata. That probably would have knocked it out. I'm like not paying as much attention as I should be. But all right, so what have I missed during all that? Mountain Dew. I'm the content creator for Mountain Dew. Oh. I am the content creator. I guess I could figure it out. One shot of Mountain Dew is 20 ounces. Oh Lord, that might be too much. Okay, but I could we could make it like a progressive thing. So like the first shot is like just like a sip. Then the second one is like a pretty big chug. And by the end, I'm just like pounding like humongous things of Mountain Dew. Dark Souls, but every time you die, you have to take off part of your clothing. Oh god, we are not doing strip souls. This is just a typical Friday night. Well, yeah, if you want to see that kind of stuff, come to my house, and Barry. I guess it's the only way you're getting that. Back to hiding Dratini. Oh, yeah, I guess we got to share that story. So, as I mentioned, one of the... I'm going to heal here. I don't care. One of the jokes they did was they cut out the original 151 Pokemon and hid them around my office. And some of them, so I come in and there's like, some of them are like super obvious. They're just like sticking out. But a lot of them were well hidden. And so I started searching. And I basically spent all day cleaning out my office, just like finding them in hidden places. But there was one I could not find. I could not find the Dratini. That frickin' Dratini. To this day, I never found it. It got to the point where I basically like begged them to hide a different one so that I could find that, because I was just losing my mind. It's been theorized that while I was cleaning out my office to find them, I threw out something that had Dratini on it, but we never could the person who hit it could not remember for the love of me where that was. Open invite to Friday night. You know where to find me. Not this Friday night, but you know, in general. I'm actually starting to dig this idea of the Mountain Dew stream more and more. So wait a minute. What if I... And then to make it worse, I start on, like, my favorite, but by the end, I'm, like, chugging, like my least favorite flavors, like Mountain Dew Livewire, I'm sure there's another flavor they have now that's like... They make a bunch of temporary flavors of Mountain Dew. Like, every time you die, take a shot of Mountain Dew. Right, that could be the trigger, but like, how often... But every time it happens, get progressively worse. Oh, this was like not the right Pokemon. That's fine. I'm kind of tempted to do this. This actually sounds like just ridiculous enough to make it... Because, like... So then the question is, what do I play? So I was... So full disclosure, unless somebody on here had come up with, like, just, like, the greatest idea ever, the plan was to do Sonic 3D Blast, because I had never played that. Like, I'd never really played it more than, like, for a few minutes, so I'd never actually beaten the game. I feel like this has to wait until you can find the alcohol. No, the whole point... or they bring back Baja Blast. They do that. Like, you can find Baja Blast in the stores on occasion. It depends on if they're feeling like selling it or not. As an aside, I still prefer regular to Baja Blast. I actually find them basically similar. Go to Taco Bell and get a bunch of soft drinks. Oh, God. You gotta be shitting me. I would like 20 Baja Blasts, and I'm going to drink all of them tonight. Wait, isn't there like... Okay, but I might have to do the math on like how much caffeine I can consume before I start hurting myself. Golbat? Nah, we're gonna have the rock deal with Golbat. We should do the math on how many Mountain Dews I could reasonably drink in one night and not, like, hurt myself. Mountain Dew taste test. Go around to every place you find and get a to-go Mountain Dew. Compare and contrast. It's a lot, like a lot. Like a lot of caffeine. Or specifically Mountain Dews. Because I know, like, there's a few there's, like, actually, there's a really interesting food theory out right now. Episode of Food Theory where he talks about how, there's a drink that Panera Bread sells that actually, like, should debatably be illegal. But basically they get away with selling it because it, like... You hypothetically... If you got, like, the small one, it would be considered fine. But... But to be fair, like, Mountain Dew doesn't have nearly as much caffeine as that did. So, like, that's one of those, like, refreshers. Those are, like, all the rage, apparently. Like, every time I order, like, coffee on the Dunkin' thing, it's always, like, screaming at me that, like, hey, you could, like, you know, you could get a refresher for $3. That's it? As an aside, the Mountain Dew taste test thing does sound like fun. I don't have the equipment to do that. Though it is interesting. I did I say that I did consider when somebody, I forget who posted it in our Discord, but somebody had posted I should speedrun eating a bucket of chicken. I think that was actually you, person. You came to rescue me. Is that what you were expecting? Wrong! I'm an imposter! I pretend to be a real thing to prepare for our takeover. Do you want to know where we hid the real director? Sure, I'll tell you, but only if you can beat me. You would need to drink over 2,200 fluid ounces of Mountain Dew at once for a leaflet. Jesus, crow. Okay, so we're... Okay, so I would have to drink like 10 of them all at once, which is more than 10 of them all at once. Okay, so I'd be fine. Word. You support the bucket stream? Dude, I legitimately would do a quote-unquote speed run of a bucket stream. Sand attack? Do I want sand attack? I probably want it more than Leer, right? Like, Leer sucks. Sand attack has its uses. Coughing? Sure. Who are we gonna send out to deal? Yeah, Rose should be able to handle that. So yeah, I legitimately was considering, like, if I wanted to do, like, a speed run of eating a bucket of chicken. That honestly sounds incredible. It's unfortunate because I've actually lost a fair amount of weight, and I definitely have noticed I can't eat as much as I used to. But I would 100% try it, even if I failed. And it's risky because, like, you can't throw up on Twitch, or you just lose your channel. Like, there's there's some stuff you just can't do on Twitch, and like bodily fluids and stuff are just like one of those. You cannot do that. But the KFC near us is still closed, so I guess we'll just keep paying attention. Maybe someday they'll open it again. Fill a dunk tank with Mountain Dew and try to dunk. Oh lord, dude, that would hurt your eyes, right? Like soda's soup. Like, ugh. Pounding 115 20-ounce sodas quick, dude. That's expensive. I think you assume I'm made of money. That sounds like something I should do once I've like acquired my fortune. Right? Oh, Smash Main versus Weezing? That doesn't sound like a great matchup. You're more likely to die from the water intake. I mean, that is true. That's like one of those like crazy stories, right? That like kids around the country had like stupidly thought like, oh, I know. I think Smash Main will survive this, as an aside. I think Smash Main... Rest in peace, Smash Main. Wow. I would not have guessed that would have been a knockout. That's crazy. Chub Toad... Oh, God. Well, we'll figure out who the replacement for Smash Main is going to be afterwards. This sucks. Sushi, get your ass out there. So yeah, at any rate, the kids started binge drinking water thinking, oh, well, this will be better than binge drinking alcohol. And it literally was killing them because, like, they were... like, if you drink too much water, your brain just literally shuts off. It's crazy. Your stream has to end. What better way than KFC? Yeah, I guess that's true. There are very few things in life better than KFC. Ring Fit KFC Bucket Challenge? How the hell does that work, Shadow Wolf? Oh my god. What? So what? I play... Oh, that's also... It just sounds terrible. We're trying to make it so I don't throw up. Not that I actively do. Woman died 15 years ago drinking water when a freeway. Yeah, no, like it literally just shuts your brain off. It's super dangerous to binge drink water. As I take a sip of water because I'm a little thirsty. It's like hot in here. It's like super stuffy in here, but like there's just nowhere else to be. Play Ring Feet, eat chicken, stream. Oh god. In that order, Shadow Wolf, or all at the same time? Playing Ring Fit. All at the same time? Oh god. Well, I guess I've never been more thankful to point out I'd need a capture card. Let's go figure out what the hell we're supposed to do for poor Smash Main. I guess that one's sort of on me. Like, I knew he had, like, well, I guess I thought he had self-destruct. I didn't realize he had actual explosion. But I thought he would be able to, Smash Man would be able to survive one, but I guess not. Does it have an item attached to it? It does not, okay. Rest in peace, Smash Man. I, like, paid a lot of money for the TMs for you. Build a sandwich roulette. So we spin a roulette, and every time I eat a different sandwich. It's like, here's the problem with all of... Massive water intake is damaged due to electrolyte imbalance. Mountain Dew has electrolytes, so you should be okay. Oh, good. Thanks. Thanks. So, like, clearly Crocs is the most, like, ready to go. I could just put him in and start using him. I just don't know what he's, like I have a Slowpoke and a Gyarados. Like, I'm all set on water types that have physical stuff. So what role? I guess the question is, what role was Smash Main filling? I mean, Smash Main had it going for it that it was like super flexible. I could kind of just put it out there against anything, and it would mostly be fine. Hooters, so you can fly. I mean, Hooters is definitely our fly slave. But, like, as a fighter, flying types don't do a ton that we need extra coverage for, does it? Like, what is flying good against? Flying is good against grass and bug. Do I care about grass and bug? I mean, I guess I'll say this. I don't really have a way to fight grass and bug. Though I could just teach Crocs Ice Punch. Ugh. Chubtoad or Riot, dude? Why would I want Chubtoad? He's so bad. He's so bad. And then he becomes Venomoth, and he's not good. No, we're not taking Chubtoad. I mean, it's a little unfortunate in that he's not really fight ready, and he's not gonna be for a hot minute. But no, he's good. He is good against grass, and bug types. And has that random resistance to ghost types. So, like, we'll just go, we'll do, I mean, I guess Pain Deer also does that, technically. Alright, we need to go to the underground. We're not, no more grind streams, dude. That's, I don't think anybody enjoys those. Chub Totally, make sure your local KFC never reopens. Well, don't worry, they're doing a damn good job of that by themselves. I think your rival actually pops up here at some point. I guess Hooters to start. I think he starts with his Haunter, though. That's the hard part. I want to get Hooters, like, experience, but, like, Haunter's a pain in the... I guess we could just switch into Pain Deer. Basement key open. Yep. Alright, rival time. Alright, let's beat person. Started with his gold bat. Okay. I guess the rock. I actually think I think actually Rose, because nothing he can do to Rose will actually like do anything. You feel safe in your home. What? Come on. What could I possibly do? The only thing that stinks is I really wish Rose knew Thunderbolt, and I don't think there's a good way to do that right now. Hooters is trying to learn Peck. Foresight, don't need that garbage. Nice. Alright, what's next? Magnemite? Cool. Probably the Rock. Oh, shoot, we wanted Hooters and then switch into the Rock. Well, now we can't do that. Oh, well. Not a huge deal. We'll take care of this. $20 damage, which is a little annoying, but this should, yeah, that should be more than enough. All right, Meganium. This is where things get tough. I guess we just do Pain Deer right now. I guess this is sort of what role Smash Main was doing. Fire Punch would have been good here. Oh, I didn't... Oh, no. I porked this up royally. I spelled person wrong? Are you kidding me? Did I really? I need to, like, go to the Pokemon Center after this. Like, I totally forgot that. Alright, critical hit. Alright, at least it's gonna sleep through all this garbage, but, like, oh boy. Nice job, Pain Deer. No, I didn't. Oh my goodness, Emberry, you're killing me. You are killing... Oh, I can't switch into Pain Deer. Pain Deer doesn't know anything that can actually deal damage to a Haunter. I'm really nervous, and now I'm too nervous. There's things in this game I don't know. Let's go Sushi. curse. It's fine. Aw, you stink. That's fine. We'll finish it off. Nice job, Hooters. Okay, there's another one. Sneasel. It's a dark ice type. I guess Rose will be the one to deal with it. Wow, losing Smash Main has ended up being, like, super unfortunate. Like, turns out, like, Smash Main was doing a lot of, like, it was being super flexible, and now we just don't have a super flexible slot anymore. Dude, oh, critical, that's why it did so much. I was like, wow, that did a lot more than I thought it would do, but it was just because it was a critical. Nice. Alright. We'll go heal. Nice try, person. Why do I lose? Why do you lose? Well, you really don't have the toughest Pokemon. You have, like, some, like, solid Pokemon. Yeah, I'm sure you don't understand. Wait, come back! No, not really. I just want to heal. Alright, let's go kick some butt here. Look here. Cool. Oh, man. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. Let's get the rock out there. Magnitude is at Pursuit. Huh. Woo! I do think I'm cool. Thank you for noticing. There's like a puzzle here, and I don't remember how to solve the puzzle. And this is the part, like, in the speedrun where I'm not really watching because it's not super interesting at this point. Rose should be a solid switch. because of its steel type. You know, when you think about it, like, the poison type was already known as a pretty weak type. And so how did they help it out? Hey, let's just make another type and make it fully immune. Oh, great. Now I have another thing that I just can't do anything against. It was bad enough poison wasn't good against rock, and that ground was super effective against it. Now steel is like, I can't hurt steel types with poison types. It's brilliant. Crobat? I mean, Crobat is really good. But I still don't think there's much a Crobat's doing against, like, a Steelix or even a Magneton. I mean, like, and even when, like, Crobats are good, it's not because of the poison moves they know. It's just because they're really fast and you can take advantage of that. Come on, dude. Rose, why you only knows Thunder Shock? Learn, like, off topic. Kanto slams from start to finish. Oh shoot, I like meant to switch. What is it in Kanto? Kanto. Oh, it's like a Disney movie. I've never seen it. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about this the other day. If I just, like, replaced how much I watch YouTube with, like, actual shows and movies, I would have seen so many more shows and movies. Instead, I just, like, if I'm not playing video games, I'm literally just watching YouTube or Twitch. I don't watch TV shows. I don't watch movies. I don't know why that is. And it's not even like, you know, it used to be the YouTube videos were, like, short, so, like, you could sort of make an argument of, okay, well, you're just a little ADHD, right? Like, you just want things changing all the time. But YouTube videos now are like 15, 20 minutes. So, like, they're basically as long as, like, an episode of something. And yet I just keep watching them. And besides, it's not like I watch one and then keep watching. I watch. That did a lot more than I thought it would do too. Or like 45 minutes. Yeah. No, like I literally will watch these long videos, and it's not and it's I can't even make the argument of, oh well, I just want to watch something for a little bit. No, I'm gonna watch for hours. So there's really no I'm sort of selling myself out here. There's really no excuse. That's just what I like to do. So yeah, there's like I loved the first Frozen. Unironically, I love Frozen. And yet I have not seen Frozen 2. I haven't even come close to seeing Frozen 2. Same with Clerks 3. I love Clerks 1 and 2. You're an adult, watch YouTube? I mean, that's what I'm doing, man. That's all I do is watch YouTube. Eat cake, watch more Frozen. No, I know I can do what I want, and clearly I do. And I enjoy what I do with my time. Alright, let's see how far this takes me. They ditched this project before they finished. I'm searching for leftovers to loot. Okay. Frozen 2 was pretty good. That's what I've heard. I did not see any reviews that claimed it was, like, awful. So, I'm sure I would like it. Let's switch into sushi. I don't watch anything. I will say, it's also now, like, Like, I basically, I have access to Netflix, and I have access to Hulu. Sorry, I said Hulu. I meant Amazon Prime. I don't have access to Hulu, just to clarify. I do not have access to Hulu. I'm, like, stupid. Who's just trying to learn hypnosis? I'm sure that's better than at least one movie has. Growl? Hell yeah. No, we don't. I'm stupid. I meant to say Amazon Prime. But between those two, like, it used to be that they would occasionally have some Disney stuff, and now they don't have any Disney. I think we used to have access to Hulu person, and then, like, we weren't watching it, and so you stopped paying for it. This was a while ago, I think. I always thought it was a little silly as well. Like, you paid... Yeah, I guess you paid less than Netflix at the time, but, like, you still watched ads. And if you wanted to watch the non-ad versions, you had to pay more money than regular Netflix. It was like, who is this for? Yeah, I don't think we really watch Netflix much either. Nope. No, we don't watch... Oh my god, what is... I hate this puzzle. I'm sure it's not that hard. I just don't know what order you're supposed to do things. Oh my god, okay. Is that the exit? That's the exit. I mean, and there's all these shows that we started that we never finished. We need to finish The Good Place. I never saw how Community ended. Do I care about that? Oh, well, I care about this, I guess. Smoke ball. It's like a held item. I forget what that does. You can escape from wild Pokemon. That's, like, not helpful at all, frankly. I gotta finish The Good Place, Community. Like, there's a bunch of shows that I just, like, never finished. And a full heal? I'll take that. Though, I feel like the ending to that one is less important. More of an episode-to-episode show. That's probably... For Community, that's almost certainly true. Like, that's just a really entertaining show. You don't need to, like... How it ends and how you get there is probably not all that important. Has anybody been paying attention? I have no idea which... I'm gonna try this one. Does this one magically open the door I need? Nope. Okay. Just flipping this one automatically open the door? Okay, that opened this one, which did not open either of these two. Okay, just opening this one do anything? Still be cool to see the end. Yeah, no, I'm with you, person. I'm just gonna hit them until it does what I want. Oh my god, so stupid. So right now 2 is off. Oh, here's a trainer I haven't fought yet. Fork over your goodies! There's also, like, physical DVD. This is gonna sound really stupid. I have physical DVDs that I own that I still haven't watched. Like, even just looking at what's behind me here, I need to watch I need to watch Dogma. I need to watch Mallrats. What else is there that I haven't watched yet? I literally, like, on a whim once bought, like, the Superman movies, all, like, the 4 Superman movies with Christopher Reeve or whatever. And I've literally never even opened the package. I've never, like, I watched Superman 1 and 2 as a kid. Like, I think they were on TV at one point. But I don't remember much about them. Let's see some love. What else is there? There's definitely... I think I have a season of Aqua Teen Hunger Force I own that I have never watched. I think. I could be making that up. I own Darkwing Duck on DVD, and I don't think I've ever watched all of it. I have Batman, a season of Batman that I've never watched. Anything else that's obvious? Oh, I bought Spider-Man 3, and, like, I remember loving it, absolutely loving it as a, like, in high school. I haven't watched it since, and I went and bought it, and I still haven't rewatched it. I am just so bad at watching shows. I've been trying to finish One Punch Man for literally like 3 years. And when I say when you heard finish One Punch Man, I'm not even talking about the 2 seasons. I'm talking about 1 season. I still haven't finished the first season of One Punch Man, which is sort of all I plan to watch, because that's all that's on Netflix. I am just the worst at watching actual TV. I play video games, and when I'm done playing video games, I watch... I feel like one needs to be off. Or maybe it needs to be on. Let's do it. Dog, dang it. I feel like the point is that you need to, like... that you have to go all the way over there and walk over. For fuck's sake. I'm tempted to just look up how to do this puzzle. Like, I feel like I'm literally just walking around in circles, hitting the same buttons over and over. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking this up. I don't... How to do... goldenrod underground puzzle. Beat the rocket, you'll find a key. How do you solve the underbase? You solve that by pushing all the switches in reverse order, 3, 2, 1. K-Rizzle72 has enough... I wasted enough of my life, you'll recall, trying to figure out how to do Dark Souls 2. I just don't... Alright. So we hit switch 3. Switch 2. Switch 1. Alright. So now hypothetically... Alright, so yeah, that opened that up. Cool, I did it. Now we can fight this rocket. You want to give me something to be scared about? I'll give you something to be scared about. So I'm a guy who doesn't give a you-know-what. Gloom. See, if Hooters was a little stronger, I would just let him deal with it. As it is, I actually don't love this situation. I guess we'll do Pain Deer out of like as being just like harmless. Poison powder. Stomp. Man, I don't really know what to switch into. It's kind of the problem. I mean, Pain Deer can probably take care of it. Alright. That's what we like to see. Oh, goodness. All right. Set ourselves up to just go in and kick some butt. Cool. That should do it nicely. What do you do? It's labeled emergency. Oh. This is for when you're leaving. Take Ultra Balls. I'm not going any further on show mercy to enemies, even little brats. I'm not gonna lie. Our conversation from before about KFC has just made me want it all the more. I really hope they open up soon. Tell you what, if they do, one of our we can have a KFC eating party on stream. In terms of speedrunning a bucket, we'll have to discuss what the bucket is, but I guess I could have used Mud Slap there, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. Mm-hmm. Alright, we'll get Rose out there. Don't love Supersonic. And the good news is it's not like Golbat has a ton of stuff to play with here. Use no more. Nice. Nice. Not nice. All right. Growing slowly but surely is Hooters. Blast it. Axe Ether. Oh, I bet you I should teach... It's so stupid. I just realized I should probably teach Hooters Headbutt, which is like what half of my half of the Pokemon I've had in this game I've taught at some point or another. No. That's a terrible idea. Get Rose out there. Yeah, that's why. Like, Rose is so good against these poison types. Like, they just don't have a lot to do. Oh, that will take away Thunder Shock. So, I found out in future generations, Disable literally disables the last move you use. Oh, that's obnoxious. I mean, the harden doesn't matter. There we go. That should do the trick. Nice. Wheezing. I mean, this one's a lot lower level than the one at the tower, but I'm still a little nervous about switching them on into Wheezing, because it could just use self-destruct. Smog doesn't affect Rose. Thundershock his ass! Or little ball thing. I don't really know what that's supposed to be. In retrospect, Wheezing is like a disturbing collection of coughings. Like it got fused together. I think it's like supposed to be the flavor. Like... Alright, this is it. How did you get this far? I guess it can't be helped. I'll dispose of you. Wow. Credit to like the angry video game nerd who like holds that face for like entire videos. He's just like the whole time. I couldn't do it. Like already, I do it for like a second there, and I'm already feeling like my face muscles like feel like. Bleh. Jeez, this is like a long... I'm starting to realize just how long we've been doing this. This is a long stretch. Like, it's just an endless supply of frickin' rockets, it feels like. I guess Game Freak really wanted to pad out the time. You did get disposed of. Hooters is evolving! EM35. And what is that, dare I ask? No. Sleep talk. Oh. Came to rescue me? Thank you. Radio tower. What happened there? Taken over? Egads, take the card key to open the door. Will do. Use that to open the shutter on 3rd floor. I'm begging you to help. Just tell me what they'll do if they control the transmitter. Able to control Pokemon. I'm the only one that can save them? Where's this freaking Lance who's supposed to... So spoiler alert, I guess, for those who have not played this game and are curious. Amulet coin? Doesn't that get you more money for each win or something like that? Double monetary earnings. Well, you know. I've been using items up to this point. Why stop now? Oh yeah, these suckers are still down here. Oh, I meant to go higher because I want to go buy Headbutt for Hooters. Hooters. There's that. This floor or the next floor? I forget. Guess it's the next floor up. Nope, it's the next floor. Yeah, this guy. This guy. There we go. Anything we can sell? Smoke ball, $100. Yeah, might as well. I'm not gonna be running away from any mons. The rest of their fine. Can't sell any TMs. We might want. I'm not. We're not in it for the money, kids. We're in it to win it. After this, what are we supposed to do? I think we're supposed to go... Oh, we're supposed to go beat Claire. Right. It's a heck of a side quest they have you on here. When I say side quest, this is like a mandatory... Oh, I did not mean to do that. God. Kill Lance. I mean, that is a goal in this run, is to beat the snot out of Lance. TM2. Headbutt. Yeah, we want to teach that to... Really? He can't learn a Headbutt? Really? I would have thought for sure he could learn head... Like, he's got a big head. Like, hell, his previous evolved form is literally just a head. Lance is an F-tier champion. I would have to compare all the other champions, but I will admit his like whole thing of being the champion is that he's like got these powerful dragon types. But like, you know, dragon types are secretly not that good, right? Like that's like the secret sauce, is like they're pretty flawed Pokemon types. The card key opened the door. Alright, so let's... Why did the shutter open? Did you have something to do with this? Oh goodness, no. I'm just here for the tour. The Ruby Sapphire champion. I mean, he's like... That's like Steven, right? And Steven's tough, but Steven, I think, also has like a thing, right? Aren't his Pokemon all steel type or something like? I'm trying to remember. He has a thing. Like, Gary as a champion is tough because he's got like a whole like party of fairly strong finishers. Cynthia's S tier. I've heard Cynthia's really tough. I don't recall ever fighting Cynthia. So who the hell am I supposed to switch into here? I guess the Rock. Wallace is tough. I just don't remember all these. The only other, I'll be honest, the only one I've ever finished outside of like the first 3 gens was X and Y. Who's the champion of that game? I recall they were kind of tough, but my party was really good in that game, so I kind of just took care of business. Fun fact, I'm pretty sure the first time I played, or I beat X and Y was at a party that a friend threw, where literally he was playing Pokemon Sword and Shield for the first time. So like, they're like playing this game for the very first time. This like new Pokemon game, and I'm playing like a several-year-old Pokemon game at that point, and beating it for the first time. So a lot of that run I seem to recall using a Snorlax. Like, you got a Snorlax really early in the game, and I just kind of rode it to victory. There were so many Pokemon in that. That was like the beginning of just like so many Pokemon in every area. Like, I'll tell you what, I bet those games are a lot of fun to Nuzlocke, just because there are, like, each area has so many Pokemon in it. Like, it is ridiculous how many Pokemon are in each area in X and Y. Stop! I'm known as the Team Rocket Fortress! The Fortress. Oh man, what a great nickname. The Fortress sends out a Golbat. It's a level 36 Golbat, so that is a little on the scurry side, but I don't think it's going to have a ton to say about Rose. Double weak. Yeah, not very good. Oh, I gave Rose a Quick Claw. Alright, that's a little broken. That being said, it's following up with, like, frickin' Leech Life, so, like, you can do that all day, I don't care. I guess the thing I'm concerned about with Hooters is, like, I thought he could learn Headbutt to have a decent stab normal move. Now that I know that's not... Shoot. Now that I know that it's not realistic, like, what, am I just gonna use Fly with it? I mean, that's fine, it's just not great. Does Rose learn Thunderbolt via leveling up? I don't... I can verify that. Magneton. I don't think it does. Like, I seem to recall, like, it's actually interesting. I just recently saw, I've seen a video up here on my news thread that I haven't taken time to watch, but basically that, like, Gen 2 Pokemon moves, like, suck a ton. Oh boy, it will learn at level 53 Zap Cannon, which is awful. Like, they tried to give you a whole, like, oh, you'll learn Lock On, and then after you use Lock On, you can use Zap Cannon, and it's like, dude, that's so bad. Oh, wow, it doesn't learn Thunder. I thought it at least learned Thunder. This is awful. Guys, we need to figure out what the hell we're gonna teach. Is this thing gonna... Oh, all right, where's TM25? Gen 2, Golden... The Goldenrod Game Corner? go to the game corner. Oh my god. There is no Thunderbolt TM. By tutoring? Tutoring? All right. Wow. I had no idea how awful Magneton was in this game. I mean, I guess the benefit he's got going for him is he's a super safe switch into these poison types, but that's it. That's all he's got going for him. That's terrible. That is useless going for like yeah, it's fine right now when you know, all the mons are kind of weak and it gives us a nice easy switch. But you know what isn't a terrible switch? The Rock. Graveler's not a bad switch into a poison type. Oh my gosh, this just... I had no idea. This is a disaster. Frickin' Rose is let's try to fight with frickin' Hooters here. Come on. So at least with Hooters, I am very aware Hooters' attack power leaves a bit to be desired. What Hooters has going for it is that it has high special defense. It's a little bit tanky against special dealers. That's like what it has going for it. I guess the thing I'm now trying to think about is, like Rose is going to stay in the party for now, but I will say if we can think of something, if we find any other coverage to be gained from another Mon, I think Rose is going to lose its slot after the Rockets. It would be ridiculous to get rid of Rose now. Like, the Rockets are really weak. Or, sorry, I have a lot of poison types. No, not tackle. Thankfully, Gloom has nothing going for it. Kind of hoping it would do a little more than that, but... Come on, Hooters! Full disclosure, I've never been to a Hooters. There used to be one in the area, but like I was like, you know, in high school / I might have been in college, but like, you know, I was also like... Its special attack is higher than its attack? Lord, how... So what... So now we... Hold on. Now we gotta play this game with Hooters. Like... So, alright, we just learned that... Alright, Knocked Owl. What does this thing learn that's, like, useful? If its whole thing... where's its moves? By tutoring? By... What? Oh, here we go. It's just, like, laid out weird. I don't know why it's... Okay, so it does learn Dream Eater. It learns Confusion at level 41. That's awful. What else does it learn? Sunny Day. Oh my god. So, like, the best thing this thing is going to learn is frickin'... Oh my god, our party is like garbage right now. Holy crap. mean, the worst part is, like, I sort of thought that doesn't learn Psychic. It's so dumb. This is awful. I mean, we'll stick it out for the rest of here, but I think we gotta seriously look at what we have and try to... Why do I have to suffer through this? Oh my gosh, Mary's such a diva. Remember me from the hideout in Mahogany Town? I lost them, but I won't this time. I'm not convinced that that's true, lady. It's supposed to be like Jesse, right? Yeah, Jesse and Arbok. I had no idea how bad these Pokemon were. Oh my god. Is this the problem with the rock? Is like, he's too slow. Oh my god. I have to... Damn it. I can't be recalled? I'm gonna... Guys, the rock's dead. Wow. Self-destruct. If I knew self-destruct, I would have at least tried it. But, oh my god. This has been a tough stream, guys. Like, we... Oh my god. Got a lot to figure out after this. Holy smokes. Wild Plume at level 32? Can't fight that with Hooters right now. Oh god. This is... Come on, Pain Deer. Sweet Scent doesn't... is useless. That's fine. Headbutt. Come on. Come on, flinch. Flinch. Yes! Yeah, Crocs is probably the best Mon that's left. I mean, we don't gain any coverage from Crocs, but I'm not sure that matters at this point. We're just desperate for Mons that can fight. I mean, we could always just teach him Ice Punch and acknowledge that he's, like, that's what he does, right? Like, he's a water type that we give an ice type move for coverage. That actually might be the play. Like, it feels bad, but I just don't know what else to do. This is awful. This is really bad. This can't be happening. Yeah, well, welcome to hell. Welcome to hell. Let's finish this. This is... I mean, I'll say this much. It was funny. Entering tonight, I'd sort of felt like, wow, this team is great. I just don't know if we're ever going to need anything else. And, well, that was my mistake. Houndour. What do I switch into that? I guess sushi. It's actually... Ember shouldn't do that much. Yeah, it didn't. That's fine. Surf's up, dude. Offing. All right, so we'll switch into that'll be a switch into Rose the Magneton. Ow. I'm stunned right now. I mean, you can't really hurt Rose, but that's still a pain. Houndoom? And I don't think it can do a lot to Sushi, but honestly, I'm not playing around. I've already lost too many mons tonight. We're gonna take care of Houndoom. It's also got like a 5-level advantage here, so this is a little scary. This is a really bad situation. Shouldn't do that much to Pain Deer. That did a lot more to Pain Deer than I thought it would do. That did over half, right? I don't know what to do. And I get a switch into Rose, but then it's just going to use Ember. And Rose cannot survive an Ember. This might just be where the run ends. Holy shit. Wow. Huh. I would not have guessed that this is how the run a rocket was how. And you know what? I think part of it was that Houndoom would have had no game against the rock. Nah, the run's over. Wow. Wow. I mean, yeah, like I think just the rock was like how that was supposed to end. Funny, I brought it in against that frickin' Arbok just because I had sort of planned. No, it ends on a. If at any point all the Pawmons in your party faint, even if you have spares, the run ends. So yeah, this attempt's done. Wow. That's what I hate about Gen 2 runs, man. Like, they're so long. And, like, your Pokemon are so bad. Yeah, I guess James murdered me. That is the flavor of this, I guess. Nice pit stain. Oh, I mean, it's not a pit stain. It's I guess the hole's bigger than I thought it was. I'll just have to rip the sleeves off it, and then it's a muscle shirt. I mean, on the one hand, this is sort of what I wanted, a harder Pokemon game, but wow. Dude, Lance, he's supposed to be the hero, and yet on what's supposed to be the most dangerous thing ever, didn't even bother to show up. Oh well. Better luck next time. I guess the question is, what's next? I mean, I definitely want to try another Nuzlocke, but you know, to go 6 streams in and fail is definitely a little on the. I think a break is a good thing. So yeah, now we got to start figuring out what's next. I sort of wanted to do more Pokemon stuff, but I'd sort of thought I was going to have more time to do it. How do I want to... We'll save for old time's sake, I guess. Pokemon Blue Mew Glitch speedrun. So wait, so to be clear, is this a speedrun the game with only Mew, or get to Mew, do the Mew glitch, catch that Mew, and beat the game with that Mew? So those are 2 very different things. Squirtle to Mew, then Mew only. Pokemon Karate Champ run with Machop. I mean, basically what I'm hearing is people want alternate Mon runs. Or could ROM hack Mew as a starter? I mean, they're different, right? Like, so the problem with what you're describing is I then need to level up Mew to like actually be able to fight things, because I'm gonna get a level 7 Mew at a part where like the Mons are in like the mid-teens, so Mew's not gonna do diddly squat. Whereas at least if I have him as my starter, he'll be at roughly the right level. Sonic Pokemon. Karate Champ run with... So I'm not opposed to doing a Karate Champ run with Machop. I'm not opposed to that either. Wait, Mberry, couple things there. Am I allowed to have it evolve to Machoke? Just like I was allowed to evolve Mankey. You could also do it with Poliwrath or Whirl. Basically fight it. I get what you're saying. Basically, like, take them on. Yeah. Okay. I'd consider doing some Karate Champ runs. I guess let's play some Showdown to end the stream here, just to give us something to do while we chat. Probably won't stream for much longer, but we'll do Gen 1 overused. Wait, is there actually? I think there was a. I think I was able to like get this to show up on the. And then what do I gotta do here? I have to edit this, change this to Showdown. Done. Okay, that like roughly works. Edit. Chubtoad Penny Dreadful Challenge Part 2. What? Shadow Wolf, what even is there to gain from a second attempt at a Chubtoad Penny Dreadful deck? To prove how bad it is? That's about all I could consider from that is that Pokemon Nuzlocke pot challenge. Oh god. It's gonna use Sleep or Sweet Kiss here, which is kind of annoying. I guess we Thunder Wave and just hope that it gets paralyzed. Nah, I knew that was coming. There's just not a lot of good options there. Also, I'm not sure around the legality on consuming drugs on stream. Thunderbolt. Rest. Legal in the state. I know it's legal in the state. I wasn't sure if Twitch gave a crap or not. Woke up. Thunder. Oh god. Like a bathroom break? Yeah, basically. Hey guys, sorry, I just needed to rest up here, you know what I'm saying? Reflect Chanseys are the worst. I guess we rest. Half my party's asleep. I don't have a good way to... So we switch into Tauros. I don't love switching into Tauros to deal with Chansey. So then yeah, this might have been a bad decision. I'm never sure how to handle Snorlax. That's probably one of my least favorite parts of this party. I just don't feel like I have a good sense for how I'm supposed to fight. It's gonna get another hit in. Guess I just go for the rest. Boom. Got it. What am I gaining from this? This is like... Normally I like to try to get Starmie in, but Starmie's all... Another bad situation. Without it being paralyzed, there's no, like... I mean, it's just going to keep... Alright, let's try to get Exeggutor and just try to put it to sleep. Yeah, I sort of saw that coming, but at least we can... Yeah, it's a good way to... It's the only negative with Exeggutor knowing double edge of all things. There's just not a lot of good... I guess switching to Chansey. It's fine. A Thunder Wave Chansey is sort of like the default. Alright, now we... Oh, come on! Come on! That's stupid. And with the sleep clause, I can't even try to put other stuff to sleep with Exeggutor. This sucks. Alright. This is not going well. Thunder Wave. Oh, come on. Can I catch any breaks here tonight? Ride on. I'm in really bad shape to deal with this ride on. I guess Exeggutor. Just try to Psychic its... Aw, you bitch. I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam here. Could have been worse. Could have been better, but, you know. Half my party is asleep or paralyzed. I guess we could try to get Starmie to wake up. It's a little risky. Yeah, we're boned. I was hoping it would... I don't even know what I was hoping for. We're toast. Oh, goodness. No, he's got me right where he wants me. A nice, fresh, clean Tauros. And I've got a bunch of Pokemon that are beat up and not able to really fight through that. Yeah. And he's just gonna literally sweep this party. Hyper Beam crit. Didn't have a ton of grid up. This should end it. Yep. Boy, that was tough. That was tough. We'll do another one. May not do much more than that. I'm gonna switch into Chansey here. Even if the cool thing about Chansey is that you basically don't care if Chansey's paralyzed. It's going for Hypnosis, which is... I'm sort of gonna keep spamming for Hypnosis. I guess I have to ask myself, what's the mon I care the least about getting asleep? And I think that's Snorlax. Ah, the Porygon, Snorlax combo here. So like Porygon has like this odd niche in Gen 1 Overused where it's good against Snorlax simply because Snorlax can't really knock it like you're seeing here. I'm having a hard time knocking out the Porygon. And now it's like it's got me in this weird loop where I can't really knock it out. And so I'm stuck just sitting here. Just gonna sit here and use So it's probably going to use Recover again, so I'm actually going to use the opportunity to switch. Yep. Thunder Wave. Yeah, he's going to try to protect his... he's going to try to protect his Porygon. Ooh, he anticipated that quite... Oh, that sucks ass. Dope. A 4-hit KO to kill Hypno? That sucks. I'm getting a little lucky on Thunder Waves here, though. That's pretty dope. Oh, wow. I got so lucky. That is stupid. That is ridiculous. Wow. That is quite silly. Interesting swap there. So on the one hand, there's a really good chance Exeggutor tries for a sleep powder. Yeah, that's what I thought. Wow, this guy has gotten super unlucky. Wow, that is ridiculous. Well, he finally got it. I'm actually going to switch into Executor here. Double Edge. Alright, so he took out Executor. He's gotten very unlucky on his, like, Stun Spore Sleep Powders here. So, I'm curious as to what he has. He's clearly running some off-meta silly stuff, like Hypno's not really better than Alakazam. Porygon at least has some niche against Snorlax. Which my Snorlax isn't in great shape, so there's a decent argument. So yeah, he's in a bit of a tough spot here. I mean, I assume he has the big three otherwise, but I guess with these off-meta things, you're never quite sure. Chansey, believe it or not, is actually kind of bad against Executor in that you can just explode with your Executor. Okay, interesting. So he's running like some real off-meta stuff here. That being said, Articuno's no slouch, so we gotta be a little careful here. So we're gonna go Starmie. We're gonna Thunder Wave. Okay, it switches into Hypno. That being said, I'm just gonna try to. Okay, so I got a little that is statistically unlikely. Jolteon. I'm gonna go for like an electric type thing. I guess we switch into Executor. Sand Attack. Ooh. Does he have anything asleep? Let's try for a sleep powder. Alright, now I get a little unlucky. Switch. Good anticipation. I mean, if I switch into Executor, it could go for a Pin Missile. I'm going to switch into Alakazam and try to be cute here. I'm going to go for a Thunder Wave here. Yeah, it's going to... Alright, so that sucks, but like one of Jolteon's big things is that it's fast, and so I just took that away from it. It does have... Sand Attack, Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave. That last one could still... Okay, so he... Rest. Okay, so he does not... He's not running... so that makes this a really easy switch into... You're always cute. Oh, interesting. That was another good switch there. Doesn't really protect him from Switch Claws, but... So now I guess we switch into Starmie. We go for a Thunder Wave here, I think. Recover. I don't think... So the only negative here is there's a chance Ice Beam can pork me. But I think at this point I'm in a little bit of the driver's seat here. Yep. Porygon. Porygon's really only good against Snorlax. We get some... We're going to get exactly... Oh, and a Special Fall. Oh, man. Well, and with it, it's not paralyzed, so it will get... I mean, basically, if it wants to rest here, it can't. Okay, he's going for the Sand Attack move. All right. Let's switch to Executor now that we know that, like, there's not much I can... Yeah, I mean, that's... Is there anything asleep here? All right, let's try for a Sleep Powder. Hey, got a little lucky. I'll take that. Let's switch into Starmie. Articuno. Thunder Wave. Okay. Agility out of that is actually a very strong play on his part. A little lucky with the and the special fall. Yeah. He's gone for a bunch of ice stuff, and I've gotten a little lucky that okay, he forfeit. I will say he got very unlucky during this. He's clearly running some off-meta goofy stuff, but still. Does not erase that he got unlucky. No explanation. All right, let's do one random battle and then we'll call it a night. Oh, what did I get? I guess we'll Spore. Body Slam, not doing a ton. It's now asleep, so now we get a free... I guess we'll do Slash. Actually, let's do Body Slam here, because there's a good chance whatever he switches into is something we'd want to have paralyzed. And realistically, otherwise, we're... Oh, wow. That didn't do as much as I thought it would. I guess we're going to Slash to try to end this fight quicker. So he's just going to keep Tangela in. Wow. I would have thought for sure he would try for a switch, but... So, like, Sleep obviously is really good in Gen 1 because it lasts 0 to 6 turns. Ooh, Lapras. What do I have that's good against Lapras? Not as much as I would like. Let's go Gyarados. Let's do a Thunderbolt. Nice. Boy, Thunderbolt. Gyarados is not long for this world. Tauros. Who's faster? Probably Tauros. Yeah, Tauros is going to be faster. Problem is just there's no, like... I don't see a ton of value in trying to fight to keep Gyarados alive here. So who do I switch into is now the real question. I guess we can go Paris and try to Spore him if he switches into something. This is why normally when you get... So there's a Sleep Clause in... Why would you use Earthquake there? It's like the last thing out. Oh, he got lucky there. That's crazy. But basically... I mean, I still basically got a free turn out of it. And I'm just going to try for another Sleep here. Oh, that sucks. We're still just going to keep chipping away at Tauros. Damn. So, again, in Gen 1, the competitive, there's a Sleep Clause. Basically, because of how powerful Sleep is, you miss 0 to 6 turns. Because of how powerful it is, they made a rule in Gen 1 overuse that when you have a Pokemon that's asleep, you can't have a second Pokemon that's asleep because of how strong it is. Same with Frozen. Like, because of how, I guess, silly things get. That being said, my Gyarados isn't here anymore. I guess we'll go Dugong. Yeah, that's not going to do very much. Body Slam it. I don't think this is going to do a ton, but okay. But it did paralyze it, so that's good. Cutest stream. Oh, thanks, person. Nice. So with that clause, it's actually a generally considered a good strat. Oh, wait a minute. Shoot. So that is, I did get a free swap here. The negative is that Pikachu probably knows Surf in random battle. So, I mean, like, the thing is that I don't think I don't think a Surf will knock Marowak out. So the question is, will an Earthquake? Yeah, but I think an Earthquake does knock out Pikachu. So we're in pretty good shape here. Poliwhirl. Problem is that there's no way this. All right, I guess we'll try switching into Parasect here. He's probably going to go for Surf. Yeah. I don't know what else he has is the only problem. So we're going to go Spore. Spore. Damn. I wasn't sure if he would have that or not. I think at this point we go Lickitung. Now, Lickitung in this is interesting in that he has what's essentially called a sweeper moveset. You basically just use Sword Stance and then Body Slam Hyper Beam yourself to victory. Unless he freezes, in which case... Alright, but now the Freeze Claws will kick in for the rest of this fight. So now, as long as I have a frozen Pokemon in my party, I can't have a second frozen Pokemon. Oh, but Poliwhirl has the same thing going here. Counter? That's stupid. I'm basically fishing for... Oh, a crit was actually a huge for me there. Fishing for a paralysis. Wow, it's funny how this shit can turn on a frozen. Like, I felt... Why would you switch? You've got the game in your hands. I guess he's banking on that Poliwhirl can beat whatever else I have. Who's faster? 177 to... Alright, so Kangaskhan's faster. Wow, that's stupid. He's going to go first, too. He's probably going to knock out Marowak, to be quite honest here. So what do I have to, like... I guess we fish for a freeze. I think we're porked. Hope for a miss. Or that he switches again. Alright. I think we're still just porked. Like... Wow. Yeah, again, it's crazy what a single freeze does. Like, now, like in Gen 1, there's no way out of it. Your Mon is just out. Crit is not what I needed there. Now I'm forced to rest again. Yeah, that's game. Lickitung will never unfreeze. That's why they only have the one, because, like, in Gen 1, especially because how, like, so the only way to get unfrozen is to have someone use a Fire-type move on a frozen Pokemon. But there really aren't that many good Fire-types in Gen 1, and so, especially at the overused level, you just don't see it. Alright, I lied. One more. I don't want to go out like that. Alright, play till we win. That's officially where we're at. We play until we win and go out on a high note. I do want to sort of look into... I've looked a little bit into Gen 2 overused. It's definitely interesting in that a lot of the same Pokemon are there that are in Gen 1 overused. But their movesets look a lot different. My understanding is it's a lot grindier of a meta, in part, again, just because, like, there's no good offensive Pokemon. Alright, what do we got here? So we start with an Eevee. I guess we reflect toxic. I think we have to switch out of that, which really sucks. Hypnosis, I guess. And like he's gonna go first. That's chip damage is fine. I guess we use. Yeah, I was curious if he was gonna stick in or not. Let's go. Let's get Gyarados out there. I was curious if he would. I mean, he's gonna use. He's probably gonna assume a switch here. So I'm gonna go Victory Bell. Here comes Blizzard. Damn it. Underwave it. Alright, I guess Psychic its ass. I will stop you, Lord Helix. Forgive me. I was curious if that crit. No, that's just how much it does. That's crazy. Drowsy doesn't have any way to self-heal, which is kind of the unfortunate. Like, I'm pretty sure this Alakazam probably knows to recover. Hitmonlee. I mean, it's going to go first. Can I punish it for that? Yeah, I can. Yeah, we can. Because Hitmonlee sucks. Sandshrew. I think a Gyarados switch is safe. Nice. So the question for us is, do we Surf or Blizzard? I think we Blizzard here. And then I regret my decision. Alright. I guess we Surf here. I thought he would have... I thought for sure he would have switched out, but I guess he doesn't have anything worth switching out of. Mr. Mime. The question is there any point to switching from here? And I don't think so. We go for a body... Oh. Well, that's not ideal. What's his speed at? He's going to go... Guess we go Kangaskhan here, and we will go Body Slam. Fish for a paralysis. Hyper Beam, I guess. That should knock it out. If he switches here, that's a little unfortunate, but like looking at what he has to switch into, I actually don't mind it. Like if he switches into Alakazam, that doesn't do a ton. Yeah, cool. All right. We body slam. Oh, come on, you suck. Oh, that poor bastard. That sucks. Oh, wait, Rock Slide. Rock Slide. Well, that didn't do as much as I thought it would. Am I faster? 157, 189. I guess we go Onyx. It does know... It's a little unfortunate that it knows frickin' Mega Drain. Really? I thought Onyx was... I made an assumption about Onyx here. That fucking sucks. Donkey dung. Really? I guess Body Slam. Whew, I got scared at the end there. I'm not gonna lie. That Zubat was a lot scarier than I thought it was gonna be. Well, we'll take that as a victory to go out on. Oh, though I guess we, I did say I would announce what we're doing next week. So hold on, I gotta pause. So You all voted. You've all given me tons and tons of tons and tons of recommendations. And here is what I have decided. Hold on. I gotta. I was not prepared. Thought I'd have more time to be prepared. All right, well, cue the music. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to announce that next week on KRizzle72. Oh my god. Oh, come over here. We will drink Mountain Dew and play Sonic 3D Blast. I hope you are all excited and ready for all the Sonic. Oh, this is not going. Oh my god, this is the worst reveal ever. Oh, I wasn't ready. Just pretend that that's what you saw. It's Mountain Dew, and it's Costco run for Mountain Dew. I will probably. I haven't decided how I'm gonna do it yet. I might just take a shot every time I die and just like have a thing of Mountain Dew with me. 4 of the big dude. I'm not. I'm not going that crazy. But I will probably go a little crazy. Just you know. Oh my god! Now all my tabs are just everywhere. I have no idea where anything is. Is it even showing? Oh my god! I did all that, and it's not even yeah, I wasn't even showing you. There we go. Take it in. Alrighty, but yeah. Well, rest in peace to that crystal Nuzlocke. I will return. We will try it again. We're gonna take a little bit of a break. I don't know how much of a break, but a little bit of one. There's some other random stuff that we can be doing in the meantime. I might do some of those random Mon things that we talked about there. We'll see. Cultist streamer? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, the kids. The kid has to show you how to catch Pokemon. Yeah, that is true. Yep, we did say that. Every time I have to restart, he gets to show me that many times how to catch Pokemon. So yep, next time we do it, he will get to show me how to catch Pokemon. So yeah. So that's the plan. We will return, but we are going to take a little break. Maybe do some random Pokemon stuff. If you forget you have to reset, I 100% agree. 100%. Slash, I can always just go back to him and ask him. Like, that's the thing. You can always go back and ask him. But, all right. So, yeah, next week on Tuesday, Sonic 3D Blast and Mountain Dew. And then on Wednesday, we will continue our Dark Souls 2 run. So, yeah, more fun to be had. You haven't won this. You won this round, Crystal. But I will be back. KRizzle will triumph. Let that be the note we go out on. KRizzle out. Thanks for watching.